Adidas Mosquitoes and Vector-Borne Diseases. This is a One Health Organization outreach and education program done by me, Jacob Gardner, November 7th, 2021. So what is a vector-borne disease? A vector is a species that transmits diseases either from a person to person or from an animal to a person. A vector-borne disease is one of those diseases that the vector will bring to humans or from animals to humans. They can cause a whole host of problems and normally occur in parasitic insects because of the acute interaction that they have with people, either by them feeding on them or them just interacting with humans in general. However, this is not a go-to. Parasitic insects are the only insects that are spreading these diseases. Parasitic insects are just very common for this type of interaction. The importance of understanding. Vector-borne diseases can be spread very fast, especially in very heavily populated areas. Being able to research where the diseases come from, what animals spread them, what animals are more likely to carry this disease, how the disease affects humans, how can we prevent this, how can we treat it. All these are going to really help us prevent large-scale infection and large-scale spread of the disease. How understanding can help you. If the general public is able to understand where a specific disease can come from, they're more likely to share that with other people or change their habits so that the disease will not spread as fast. Also, if someone is more likely to carry the disease or be more affected by it, the people around them being able to understand how to help them not contract the disease could help them maybe survive or be less likely to have this disease in their area. What research can solve? Through research, we can better able to understand how a disease can spread, what animals carry it, how to treat the illnesses, how to prevent the illnesses, things like that. How we deal with these types of problems really comes down to the research that we've done on this problem. If we have not researched it, we don't have the tools to understand how we're going to deal with it, and it's more of a general approach instead of a very calculated approach that can maybe eradicate the disease or prevent it from ever occurring in certain areas. And for this presentation, we wanted to talk about the Adidas mosquito. These are very large species of mosquito. They're found throughout the southern United States. However, they do stretch out west to southern California, Arizona, parts of New Mexico, things like that. But they also can inhabit the islands in the Caribbean and places like Cuba and Haiti and Dominican Republic, places like that. They're also found in South America and Central America. They really do prefer subtropical climates, but they can survive in some temperate climates. However, they're not as successful in these places. Their life cycle, oftentimes female mosquitoes will lay eggs in small puddles like the one you see in the picture. They can really grow and develop in any kind of standing water as long as it doesn't dry up. They're able to breed incredibly quickly, laying thousands of eggs every couple of weeks. And with this ability to reproduce quickly, they can dominate an area very quickly and increase the likelihood that they're spreading this disease tenfold. The diseases that the Adidas mosquito can spread, some of the viruses are like the Zika virus that was in the news not too long ago, dengue fever virus, the chikungunya virus. Although these mosquitoes can spread other diseases like malaria, in the United States, this disease is not as big of a deal. You have less likely of a chance to find this disease in the United States. However, it's not impossible for someone in the United States to contract this. symptoms of these types of diseases. It's important to understand so that if you are infected, you can get medical attention as soon as possible. More often than not, these diseases will cause high fevers, swelling around where you were bit, nausea, severe fatigue. Oftentimes, people will develop severe headaches, things like that. But there's also a risk of other types of symptoms, such as in the Zika virus. It's been shown to cause birth defects in people that were infected with it and then had children. Unfortunately, the birth defects are not fatal, but they do cause some serious problems with the babies. Transmission. So these mosquitoes, the Aedes mosquitoes, oftentimes will not carry the disease unless they contact a host that has the disease. So how that works is a person becomes infected with the virus in some way, whether it's through another mosquito or another animal or just in the environment. And the mosquito will bite them, feed on them, and in doing so, take up the virus from the blood of their host. Then, after they have digested that, their body still holds on to these viruses, moves on to their next host, whether that's an animal or human, feeds on them, and spreads that disease to them. So now there's two people that have the virus, along with the mosquito that has the virus. So now if another mosquito was to come and bite the same person, they would pick up that virus. So now there's two mosquitoes, three people that have the virus, and this just kind of shows how fast this type of infection can spread and how quickly populations of people, especially in urban areas, places that are warm, wet, things like that, are able to contract these viruses incredibly quickly. Prevention. The best prevention for not contracting these diseases is simply not to get bit. Easier said than done, but it's not impossible. Wearing long sleeves pants will greatly reduce the risk of being bit. You can buy specific equipment for this kind of thing. It's almost like a screen that you wear as pants, or a shirt, or a hat. Although these are great, they are generally more expensive than just wearing long sleeve clothing. And then along with bug spray, you can find these at any large store, Walmart, Target, Albert's, whatever. They all sell it. This can greatly reduce the risk of being bitten. Along with the long sleeves, it will help prevent the spread of the diseases or prevent you being bit by the species. And then along with this presentation, I added some links to different government organizations and really good websites that help describe in more greater detail how to prevent mosquito bites, for example, in this slide, with the CDC link. And then if you scroll up here, you can find links to the CDC for specifically the Aedes mosquito, along with another type of mosquito in the United States. They show ranges for the mosquito, however, they do not show specifically where the mosquito is, more generally where they could be found. And then they also, it's hard for these organizations to map out exactly where the types of diseases are, because often there are very, very small pockets that are infected. However, it is a good resource to learn specifics about this type of mosquito. And then finally, the history of how we have prevented diseases in the past, like vector-borne diseases. It kind of breaks down how we've done it in the past, what has worked, what hasn't worked. And it's a good resource to kind of refresh yourself on how to protect yourself, your family, your loved ones, things like that. It's also a really good tool for helping you develop your own type of preventative measures. These measures can help protect you, your family, everyone else. And it's not specifically what I have said that can protect you. There are other things you can do simply by staying inside, especially at nighttime. Things like that can really help prevent this type of disease spread. Thank you for listening. This is the Adidas Mosquitoes and Vector-Borne Diseases One Health Alliance Outreach and Education Program by me, Jacob Gardner. Thank you.